everyone and welcome to today's video. So I am going to be showing you 4 back to school lunch recipes, and so these you can all make in under 10 minutes. However, some of the ingredients you might want to like prep the day before or something, or keep in the freezer. I know lots of you guys are actually staying at home and doing online school, and so when you get that like 1 hour lunch break or whatever it is, it might be a bit overwhelming figuring out what to do for lunch, especially if you're trying to be healthy, because normally you'd have to pack your lunch to take it to school. So these are all like 10-minute recipes you can make within your lunch break. I've got a whole different range of things. All of these recipes are like really simple, versatile and cheap to make. Like these ingredients are so cheap. There's nothing fancy, no protein powders, no fancy seeds, just cheap, accessible things. Hope you will enjoy and find some recipes that you want to try out, and let's get into the video. So this recipe is not just your average salad bowl, and I've been having it like every day this week. So I start off with a base of black rice or brown rice or quinoa, whatever we've got, and then I top it with fresh salads like spinach or 4-leaf mix, capsicum, grated carrot. I find it a lot more easier to eat than chopped carrot, some cucumber, and then some beans as a source of the main source of protein. And then I also added in some smoked salmon today. I just find it like just gives a nice extra flavor and texture. But sometimes I do like grilled chicken and stuff. And then to make it more fancy, I added in some chopped almonds and then just some random seeds, and then some lemon juice and tamari as a dressing. It's really light, but it's got carbs, protein, fat in there, and it's really filling and got lots of flavor. So you may think of eggs on toast as a breakfast, but it can actually be a really nice lunch if you're in the mood for it. So I start off by adding a little bit of olive oil to the pan so it doesn't stick. And then I put 2 slices of this wholemeal seedy bread from Baker's Delight in the toaster, just because I like my bread very toasted. And then I cracked in 2 eggs. You could do these poached if you know how to do that. I'm not the most fabulous person at doing that. Or you could fry them, boil them, whatever you like. Or you could do a vegan option too, or you could use smoked turkey, which I know goes really nice on toast. Like there are so many like different options to do with toast. And then to give it more flavor, I added in some paprika, which is totally optional. I just like to make it a bit more fancy. And then some pepper and a little bit of salt. Because I do things the rush way, the eggs only take like not even 2 minutes to cook. And then I put on some avocado on toast. I've also heard that if you're not a fan of avocado, sometimes hummus on toast with eggs and like spinach or arugula, however you pronounce it, is really nice. So I never tried it, but it could be nice if you like hummus. Just a different option for like a healthy fat source. And then I added on some spinach. Love spinach on toast. You could also like make it wilted, but again, saving time here. Then just added on the egg, of course, and that was about it. It was so simple and quick to make, and all of these ingredients are really accessible. So for the veggie burgers, I'll quickly show you guys how to make the actual veggie patties. I'm still perfecting the recipe on this, but I start off by cutting up like heaps of different vegetables really small. So capsicum works really well with this one, I found. But I mean, you can really do any vegetables, and if you have time, you can make it more fancy. Also, I'll do sweet potato. That kind of like combines all the ingredients together. So I just did like half of a large one, and the trick is to cut the pieces up really small, so then you don't get like sweet potato clunks, because you just don't want that. And then I just boil the sweet potato first, so then when I'm mixing it, it's like really soft. I don't know if that's the right way to boil it. I'm not great at boiling vegetables. And then I also cut up some carrot like as tiny as I can. So I did about like a quarter of a capsicum, a whole carrot, and then also half of an onion. And again, cut this up really small because it is not nice when you get a big clunk of onion. Just a bit gross. And then into a pan, my other pan was dirty, so I had to use this little pot. I put in some olive oil, and then I just cooked the vegetables. I think you call it sauteing, just so they're a little bit more soft and the onion isn't so oniony. I just kind of cook it until the onion goes clear and the capsicum's a little bit soft. And then I also added in some garlic. You could use fresh garlic too, but I'm just not fabulous at doing that. Then into a bowl, I added some beans and mashed them up with this blendy stick. That's what I call it. And I just kind of do it until they're all like combined, but they have a few clunks in them. And then I add the sweet potato and mash it up again. And so this is like, it looks disgusting, but they're just like the wet ingredients of the thing. And then I stirred in the vegetables. You call it folding for something a bit fancy. And then I also added in, I don't measure things, as you can see. I added in some flour, garlic and paprika again, and then also some herbs. Like, you could add whatever you want, make it as fancy as you want. I just kept it quite plain. And the flour helps it be less sticky and just helps it cook better. And then also for a bit of fanciness, I added in some chives because they were the only herbs we had. But before, I've done this with coriander, and that was really nice. Yeah, you can just shake it up to however you want it to be. If you don't want it to be vegetarian, you could do like turkey mince or chicken mince, whatever you like. And then I also like rolled them in a bit of flour, just because I find it makes them like more crunchy, because I don't really like wet, soggy patties, a bit gross. So in the flour, I just mixed in some herbs too to give it a bit more flavor, even though I didn't add enough herbs, so it didn't really work out that well. And so once I finished rolling them, I baked them in the oven for, I think, about 20 minutes. If you want, you guys could like do this before like a lunch, so like if you get a break in the lesson, and then by the time they're done, you can have them for lunch. And then I also cut up some sweet potato to make sweet potato fries. Again, this is something you can prep and keep in the fridge and then just heat up in the microwave. So for my sweet potato fries, I do a little bit of olive oil and then some salt and pepper. Sometimes I'll do cinnamon instead of salt and pepper, or like herbs as well to make it more fancy. But if you want, you could also like prep these again like the lesson before, because they only take, I think, 20 minutes to cook. And also my oven finally started working. Let's all have a party, yay. And then for the burger, I cut up some tomato and some beetroot. We just had the most random things in our house. And then also some spinach, because we're out of like lettuce. And then, so I got this wholemeal bun again from Baker's Delight. And then I put my sweet potato fries in this cute little fryer thing from Kmart. It was like $2. And then I just set up my burger with the spinach and tomato, beetroot. I feel like lettuce or 4-leaf mix would probably go better, but you know what? We've got to deal with what we got. And then after all the salads are on, just add your veggie patty, and there you go. I don't really like sauces, so it looks a bit dry, but I really like it. And like, this is so versatile. If you don't like vegetarian stuff, you could use meat. You could use like cold meat and stuff, and it's just such a quick and healthy and balanced recipe. And next up, we've got a simple but tasty pasta recipe. So I start off by boiling the water first. Actually, that's a lie, I didn't. I added in some pulse pasta, which is made out of chickpeas and all of that. So it's got like protein in it as well as the carbs. Then I chopped up whatever vegetables we have in the fridge. So I did some zucchini and chopped it up really small, some broccoli, and then some tomatoes. And I steam these before putting them with the pasta, because I find they just don't cook in time. And I'm finally steaming them properly. Sometimes I'll just chuck them in the water with the pasta. Yeah, don't do that, it's a bit gross. And then so once they're in the pasta, I'll add the tomatoes, because I just don't steam my tomatoes. And then added in some regular like pasta sauce. I use the brand Legos. I just find it tastes the best, and I get like the vegetable one. And then once that is warmed up, sometimes I'll add like beans and stuff, but today didn't have that, so I just added in some turkey. We didn't have much though, so you know, gotta deal with what we got. And then that is that. You can put it in container, school, and you got nice pasta. And so that is all the recipes I have got for this video. I hope you guys found some recipes that you want to try out. Maybe you got some inspiration to get creative. These are all like really simple, not too creative, but you know. If you enjoyed, please give it a like and subscribe, all of that jazz, and I'll see you all in my next video. And also leave any video requests that you have in the comments.